Hello, fight fans. This is Kenny B with his co-host, the Birdman, Robert Bird. Welcome to the show. What you say, Birdman?
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Feeling a lot better,
You
and
sound a lot better.
looking forward to. Hopefully, we'll get a number of callers calling in, commenting, and on the show that was over the course of the weekend. Very good card, very good card. I want one of the things I kept saying is that whoever the matchmaker is or was for that particular card. Uh, he he or she did a very good job because it was a very competitive card.
Yes, it was a very competitive card. I didn't get to, basically didn't see much of the undercard. I saw the undercard of the pay per view.
Hmm.
But as far as the undercard, I didn't see much. Matter of fact, the I did see a portion of the Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Newman, and
Mm.
and so that was the first fight that started out for me, and it was very competitive. Uh, Elijah Garcia is 17-1 and 0 versus, and he fought Kevin Newman, that's 18-3-1. And now, from my understanding, I believe the fight was signed for 168 pounds, but I believe they moved it up. And I believe Elijah Garcia came in at 172. I,
Mm.
I don't know all the details on that, but but from the information I got, they had to change the weight.
Uh-huh.
Um, but but competitive fight it was, very
That
competitive.
it was. Yeah, it was. It was. It was. We know that Kevin was. This was a fight for Kevin that was sort of a definitive fight. You know,
Yeah.
uh, the one of the good things he had going for him though, he had Roy Jones in his corner, and
Yes.
uh, I can remember at one point during the course of the fight, Roy was very clear with him that he was not boxing to the best of his ability. And the thing that stood out to me is that sometimes guys they give this little pep talk in there, and or they don't tell them what they need to know. Okay, Roy was very blunt with him, telling him what it is that he wasn't doing, and that he knew how to do, but he wasn't doing.
Right.
Uh, and over the course of the fight, uh, you could see that the message got through
Yeah.
because um, uh, Garcia was very competitive, very talented, and was bringing a lot, you know, to Kevin Newman. But I think the difference, and a lot of times people get this mixed up, even professional judges. But for me, watching that, Kenny, yeah, it was a very close fight because there was some rumblings in the arena about, well, maybe he shouldn't have done that. But if you watch that fight very closely, what you would have seen is that yes, it was very competitive, and yes, Garcia was throwing a lot of good punches, combinations, and everything. But the difference was the quality of punches that Kevin was landing, especially as later in the fight, as he had made some adjustments. So it was a question for me, just watching it, of the quality of punches being more than the quantity of punches.
Yeah.
Garcia may have more quantity, but the quality was on Newman's, and that's how it shaked out. It was a majority decision. That's how it shaked out, and I think probably that's what the judges saw.
Yeah, I ditto that, and I ditto that because at one point in time, I thought that the rounds were flip flopping back and forth, back and forth,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I thought in the later rounds, rounds 8, 9, and 10, it was very close.
Hmm.
And a point that you bring up with the quality of punches for Newman, I thought was when he was landing those combinations.
Hmm. Yes.
He would even get a roar from the crowd because combinations to fight fans is impressive.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
They, they get excited when they see those combinations, and I thought that Newman was catching him with some good combinations in 8 rounds and 10, and like you said, it looked like he was coming on pretty good, and but but as you know, and you've heard me say many times, in those close fights, it's like flipping a coin. Heads for Newman and tails for Garcia,
Mhm.
and yeah, it ended up a majority decision, which means that two judges went for Garcia, and one judge had it even, and
Mhm.
that's what brought and made a majority decision.
Yeah. Well, like I said, whoever the matchmaker was, he did a very good job because this was a very competitive fight, as was pretty much the entire card.
Yeah,
Uh, pretty much. And fans out there, you can call into the show right now. You can join in the conversation with us, share your thoughts, share your comments, like the show. Please, call in and join in with us.
yeah,
Now, there was another fight on that card. Uh, and this kid, let me tell you, he's being touted. Yo Inley, yo Inley. I think I'm saying that right. uh,
so
yo Inley.
the kid from the Gurgen, you talking about the Gurgen from
No,
Armenia?
no, the little Cuban kid. Yo Inley Hernandez, I think it is. Was yeah. He fought old veteran in Terrell Gachet, and we know that Gachet's been around quite a while. Heck of a defensive fighter, Gachet. He's fought some of the very best in the business. Um, and this was supposed to be uh, a, a, a test for the young man. But like I said, most people are saying that this young man here is the future of the middleweight division.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
he's tall for a middleweight, 6'2". Um, uh, so far, undefeated. And the thing that was a point of concern was that his last three fights were all within 8 months. So either it was really good because he was real active, or he wasn't getting a lot of rounds in because he's knocking people out. You know, so uh,
yeah,
but anyway, uh, he is the real deal. He is a very, very good young Cuban fighter, and and I know, Kenny, because we've done a lot of Cuban fighters. Uh, a lot of them are more in terms of boxing, box, box, box. They don't, a whole lot of them more knocking people out. This kid
yes,
is different. I mean, he comes to knock your head off. You know, he's a bad man.
yes. Well, that's how he approached the fight, and the way I pronounce his name is Noeli Hernandez, and
Mhm.
then Terrell Goucher,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
24-5-1, and Hernandez was undefeated, and he pressed the situation the whole fight. It was almost like he didn't want to give Goucher the time to breathe. He just pressed him.
Yeah.
Uh, Goucher, I give him some credit. I mean, he fought back the best way he could, but the pressure that this young Cuban put on him, uh, it was almost like you couldn't blink too often because if you did, you don't know what you was gonna get hit with.
Yeah. 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 He
But
he he was very aggressive right from the start.
right from the start,
It's like it's like really in his mind, and I mean, I can't read in people's mind, but the way he was fighting in his mind was, I want to make an impression tonight
yeah,
against a guy that's been around a
yeah,
while, fought some of the best, but I'm here to let people know I'm here, you know,
yeah,
uh, hey, I I really like this kid. I
yeah,
really like him. He takes care of business, very strong. Uh, you know, now from what I understand, there was some rumbling about the stop by the referee, that it was early. It was an early stop. Well, I was there and I watched the fight, and I can tell you that what they saw was, uh, he was still trying to duck and dodge and defend himself, and but what they missed for me in it is that he had lost every round and he was
yeah,
being soundly boxed
yeah,
up to that point, and it did not appear that that it was going to get better. And so one of our responsibilities is to ensure not only not that a fighter doesn't get damaged, because it is a damaged sport, but that he doesn't take unnecessary damage. And that's the fine line that I think came into play in this fight, because there was a lot of rumbling about, well, he stopped it too soon, and um, I just didn't see that.
yeah. Well, Bird, man, in our seminars over the years when we were active, one of the things that came up in stopping fights is if you're in the position um, to I'm trying to think of the term that we used to get the fighters to sell the call.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and, and I don't know if in this fight, the referee being Alan Higgins uh,
Mhm.
uh, had that opportunity to sell it, but um, I personally have been thinking of ways that that a referee can have in his toolbox as to how to sell it when it's getting close to the end. Now we know that when a fighter is in his corner on his minute rest, there's discussion with us and the fighter. We can ask him, how you doing? You want to continue? We can ask those questions. And or the fight doctor can get in and assess the fighter as well.
Mhm.
And as
And
we
I think
know,
and I think in this case that he had done that. I know
okay,
that there was a conversation, the doctor and the referee,
okay,
um, but again, no one is closer to the action
yes,
than the referee, and
exactly,
it's just a foregone conclusion.
yes,
Any competent referee, okay, any competent referee is going to stop a fight, maybe one punch too soon rather than one punch too late.
exactly,
So I'm never going to argue. I would never argue that, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, this kid was just he was coming full tilt,
Full tilt. Yes.
and those blows were they were rapid and they were hard, and they were having a definitely an effect on Gaucher. And
Yeah.
so I think that you know some people feel like it was too soon, and there are occasions, to be fair, there are occasions when you do the right thing, but at the wrong time.
Yeah.
The timing is a little bit off, and so in all fairness, I'll put that out there. But
Yes.
the bottom line is that this kid is going to be a force at 160. I think he can be a force at 168. Whoever's up in 168, they better take notice. And matter of fact, with his height and his frame, his body frame, I think he can go all the way buck 75 and
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, time will definitely tell. And at the same point, uh, we don't know how long he wants to remain at
Yeah,
at 160, because there might be some 154 contenders that might want to move up and challenge him at 160.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because there's a nice little a pool of 154-pound fighters.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the great thing about it is that anything from 147 to 168, whew, there's some fights out there.
Yes.
Some fights
Yes.
out there, man.
Yes, it is.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
fans,
it
you
is.
can call in now. The number and the link to join us is in the description below. Call in if you have a comment. You just want to rap with us. Please give us a call.
Please. Which brings us to the heavyweights.
Baby.
And heavyweight he was from Armenia. Gergen
Yeah, go ahead and say that.
Afanasyan versus Caesar Navarro. Did I get through that first fighter's name okay?
Well, you tried.
Well, I
I'm just
talked to
going to
him.
go with the first name.
We'll go with the first name, Gergen.
There you go.
Gergen versus Caesar.
Mhm.
And we kind of chatted about this before the fight, and this Gergen at 285 is well, we all knew that Caesar was in for it, but I thought Caesar put out a good showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did. When I spoke to him at the press conference, Caesar's from Arizona, and he told me, "Oh, I came to fight," and he did fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, and I know you had a better view from where you were sitting than I did, but I know that those punches that Gergen was throwing from where I was sitting, and he's not the fastest guy in the world, but when he connects,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
And Birdman, when he got Caesar in trouble, I counted 36 unanswered punches.
Wow.
He started out throwing, I believe it was a kind of a right, kind of an uppercut right hook, like 3 or 4 times in a row, and then he just chased Caesar around in the ring, just throwing powerful punches, which ultimately forced Bobby Hoyle, the referee, to step in and stop him.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a lot of what you said, but this man, 281, he came in. But the
Okay.
thing about it was he had like an 80-inch reach. So
Yes.
you talking about 281 pounds with 81-inch reach. And he did, from what I could see. Uh, he's a very patient guy. He was very patient. He took his time and kind of broke Navarro down over the course of the first 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Uh, but then once he decided, okay, I can step it up now, uh, he was boxing beautifully for a big man. I mean,
Yes.
he was throwing great jab, great right hand. I mean, a mixture of punches, and
Yeah.
like you said, uh, a whole combination of punches. You
Yeah.
know, that put Navarro just in deep water,
Yeah.
and and uh, and with 281 pounds, it's got to hurt when you get hit. But when
Right.
you get and he and fortunately or unfortunate for Navarro, he kept him at the end of his punches, which meant
Yeah.
that he was getting the full power. Okay,
Yeah.
he was getting Navarro was tasting the full power from Gergen. So and his the whole idea behind Gergen is that there's never been an Armenian heavyweight champion, and so that's sort of the goal and the game plan for him. And you know, I think a couple of more fights, he might be someone to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right, because the heavyweight division fighters move up quite fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
because like there's a string and there's a line of heavyweights out there waiting for their turn. So they move up quite fast, and yeah, we'll be looking forward to see him. And I'm gonna tell you, Birdman, I did do a little practicing on Gergen's last name, Giovannissi. And I listened to the ring announcer on that one to try to make sure I got that right. So
yeah. Well,
Bergen,
it's a
I,
mouthful.
I hope you heard that.
Well, that was a mouthful. I tell you that.
Yes, sir.
Best thing to do is just hang on with Gergen.
Heard
Can't
me.
mess that
That's
up.
right.
Can't mess that up. Yeah.
That's right.
And once again,
So
fans, you can call in now.
call in,
Uh,
fans.
yeah, the number and the link to join us is in the description below.
Yeah.
Now, uh, there was another fight on the card. Tejas.
Joe Ennis, tell us. Joe Ennis
Yeah.
against
Uh,
Brian Mendoza.
yeah. Tell me about that.
Oh man, Birdman. Very, very, very. I thought that this fight was probably the most competitive fight of the night.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. And what impressed me about Uranus was that there was a accidental headbutt. And it was funny in the sense that Mendoza had dipped down, and Ennis was, his head kind of went over the top of his head, and it banged. They collided, and Joannis knows, uh, from where I was sitting, and from the time it took for them to see if he was going to continue or not, looked like it could have possibly been broke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was bleeding from the nose, and as we sat and watched, uh, from our viewpoint, we didn't know if the fight was going to continue or not because of the length of time. Because in situations like that, if you continue to fight, you want to make sure that you're all the way back,
Yeah.
100%, because you don't want to walk out there and get caught because you thought you was ready, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
So anyway, he chose to fight. It was in the third round, and for fight fans that don't know, on accidental headbutts, and a fighter cannot continue the fight will go to a no contest.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing
Joannis
about
decided to fight, and which he did,
mhm,
and he did brilliantly for what he took to the nose,
mhm.
and it was action packed, uh, uh, very very competitive, and yeah, I thought that fight was possibly the
Fight
best
of the
fight of the
night, huh?
night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It was a very competitive bout, and one of the things that we love about this game is the spirit and the heart of the contestants because uh, the suffering the injury that he did, um, a number of fighters might have said, you know, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, but he didn't. He
he
chose to
did.
compete. He
Yep.
chose to continue and compete, and even from that point forward, the fight was extremely competitive. You know, a lot
Yes.
of give and take, and you have to, you know, tip your hat to
Yes.
these guys because they want to win the fight, but they want to entertain. You
Yes.
know, and so uh, and you know they they deserve everything that they get,
Yeah.
everything that they get.
And then for Johannes to come out on top, that was
Yes.
the other
Yep.
unanimous decision.
Mhm.
Unanimous decision
Yeah. Yeah.
was impressive as well.
Yeah. 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 Well, fans, you can call in now. The number and the link join is in the description. We'd love to hear from you, hear your comments, hear what you got to say about the fight. But Kenny, that brings us to that brings us to the fight of the night.
Yes.
Uh, and Keith, one time Thurman, and Mr. Fundora. We all kind of look forward to it because we wanted to see how this fight would unfold. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Uh, uh, the different styles uh, and tactics, whose tactics would prevail. Uh, it was a scrap for a minute.
It was a scrap because um I, well, let me just say this. I was very impressed with Sebastian.
Hmm.
And I was impressed with Sebastian. And I'm not taking anything away from him because he is a towering inferno. He
Hmm.
is a towering inferno.
Hmm.
That 6'5", 6'6" frame is gonna confuse a lot of fighters out there.
Yeah, yeah,
It is
yeah, yeah.
because I was given uh, Keith uh, uh, a lot of possibilities on if he was able to get on the inside, stay away from Sebastian's reach, and just make it difficult for him. And I did not see that.
No,
I
no.
I saw Keith exchanging in the trenches, which was good, but for the most part, Sebastian kind of went during this fight unscathed.
Yeah.
Uh, and,
Well,
and, and
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and because of that, um, and again, from where I was sitting, it was difficult for me to see what was happening to Keith's face as far as the bruises. He got bruised up quite a bit,
It was
and
significant.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, and then it was let me think, what round was it? The second round. Well, as soon as the round started, the very first round, Sebastian came out and hit him with a straight left left
Hmm. Yep.
uh,
Straight left.
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just. within 10 seconds of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
He threw it and he connected. And then at that point, I said to myself, oh boy, could this possibly be a short night?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, hitting that easy, that quick in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second round, Keith kind of buckled somewhat. Uh, they were in kind of tight, and Keith caught that left hand again. Uh, but Keith was strong enough to not allow his gloves to touch the ground or a knee to touch the ground, which, as we all know, would have been ruled a knockdown.
Right. Yeah.
And then from that point on, it was just them scrapping. Sebastian getting the best of the scraps,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then Birdman. Uh, uh, when I saw the doctor in the ring at the start of the sixth round, I, I, I I knew then that
Yeah.
Keith is, he's better show something, better show something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because well, I'm gonna let you speak because I want to share what was said in the press conference after the fight.
Yeah. Well, I had said uh, when this fight was signed, this is going to be an interesting fight, and it's going to be whose tactics are going to prevail. So
Yes,
the bottom line was Keith one time Thurman, can you go in that ring and chop this tree down? Well, let me
right.
tell you something. Keith, love him to death. But on this night, he proved not to be a lumberjack. Yeah, he didn't prove to be a lumberjack on this
No,
night.
he didn't.
Fundora fought very aggressive and tall from the
Yes,
very beginning. As a matter of fact, I believe in that first round, and this is unusual, in that first round, all three judges scored that round 10-8 without a knockdown.
yeah,
That's how dominant it was. Okay. And so uh, 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 you knew that a fight was going to be very difficult for Keith from the very
yeah,
beginning because uh, Fundora, when he fights tall, is a very, very difficult challenge because he has an excellent jab, an excellent array of punches. Okay,
yeah,
he can
yes,
throw, he can throw any one of those punches and does. And for the most part, when he fights tall and keeps fighters at the end of his punches, it's going to be a long night. And that
yeah,
is what was going on in this fight. And Keith, a lot of heart, but you it takes a lot to get inside when he's keeping you at the end of your punches. And so it was just a very, very difficult challenge for Keith. And when Fundora fights the fight that he fights, when he fights tall, he's very, very difficult. And the other part of that is that he not only can fight tall, he doesn't mind getting in tight and fighting in close. He can do that too. So
yeah,
the bottom line is anybody that gets in the ring with Fundora is going to be in for a long, difficult, challenging night.
you're exactly right. And we just got a comment, and the comment is basically says Thurman basically had 6 months to prepare due to the fight being rescheduled, and he just didn't get what he needed from his training camp. Now that comes from that's a comment from one of our viewers,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, the fight was scheduled for I believe it was October, late October,
Mm-hmm.
and then it got moved back till last Saturday. So yeah, he had more time to train. Uh, training is one thing, but 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 how you prepare for who you're coming up against, your tactics, your your style plays a whole lot more as well.
Yeah.
Because because if uh, Sebastian was not in any way threatened in this fight.
No.
Though Keith hit threw some good combinations here and there, shucks, Sebastian kept that pressure on him coming forward. I
Hmm.
mean, think about it. A guy coming forward as tall as he is, and the range that he has
Yes.
is scary.
Yeah, because he controlled space. He
He
controlled the
That's
distance.
right. He controlled
And
it all.
and the greatest opportunity that Thurman would have had was to be able to get inside of that reach.
Yeah,
And Fundora wasn't having it.
right.
Keith he's a wonderful fighter. Keith one time, but the bottom line is this wasn't his time.
What is
This just
no,
wasn't his time. You know.
yeah. And at the press conference, and I wanted to say that till the end at the press conference, Keith felt like Thomas Taylor, the referee, should not have stopped it. Keith had mentioned in the press conference that Fundura's punches were getting were swinging kind of wide, and he felt that within the maybe next round or two, he may could have came on and done some damage, but then he also admitted that that could have happened the other way as well.
Right.
But but yeah, he was just a bit upset because he wanted to go a little further. You've already mentioned it. When it comes to safety, and when you look at Keith and look at what he went through in them 5 rounds,
Hmm. Yeah.
um, we know that the fight doctor uh, looked the situation over and gave or advised uh, Thomas Taylor that whenever you feel it's time, do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
thing about it is, yeah, fighters are fighters, and they want to be warriors. And
Yes.
there are times when we, as referees, uh, we get put on the spot because we have to do what is best for the fighter and for the sport.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're going to disagree. But the
Yeah.
bottom line is we're always going, great competent referees are always going to err on the side of safety,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And fighters quite often, especially right at right after the fight, a lot of times they're still,
Yeah.
but after 2, 3, 4 days, and looking back on the fight, then they come to the same conclusions that we came to, because the
Yeah.
bottom line is we're going to control this fight, but we want you to go home to your family.
Yes.
After this thing is over, we want you to go home to your family, and that's what good referees do. And on this night, even though there was some issues, some questions rather,
Hmm.
about some of the refereeing, I personally don't have any problem with any of the actions taken by the referees on that
Yeah.
night. All
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Well, when you get to Warriors, and both of them are Warriors, uh, uh, Sebastian 23 1-1. He's now 24 1-1, and for Keith Thurman, he was 31-0, and now he's got 2 losses, 31-2.
Mm.
When that sixth round started, it didn't take but about 6 or 10, 15 seconds before Thomas felt that it was time, and
Mhm.
at that time,
Yeah.
the fight was
Mhm.
stopped.
Yeah.
Uh, um, uh, I don't know what's next for Sebastian Fundora, but the 154 weight class is hot. Uh,
Yeah.
I did notice and tried to get a interview with one of the Charlos. I believe it was being a twin myself. I believe it was Jamal Charlo, and I wasn't able to get it, but yeah, he appeared to be pretty pumped up. Uh,
Hmm.
before I got over to him, he was going at it pretty good with some of the media. I don't know what questions they asked him, but
Well, I
it
think he's a 154 guy.
yes, he is.
Yeah. So,
Yes, he is. So
yeah, he's a
yeah,
154 guy.
whatever happens at 154, we're waiting to see because
That's it. That's it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We got a caller that made call in and made a comment, said Charlo better leave Fundora alone.
Well,
I'm not going to disagree with you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Well, he
The Tower Inferno is the real deal. The
is a
kid
real deal.
is the real deal. Yeah. He's
Yes,
a bad man. He's a
yeah,
bad
yeah.
man.
And I asked him at the press conference on Thursday, uh, was he satisfied at that weight? And do you think that you would be moving up anytime soon? And he told me that he's satisfied being at 154, and at this particular time, he has no intentions to move up yet. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he's planning on, I'm sure, uh, working his way through the 154
Yeah. Yeah.
pound category, and
Mhm.
then if he chooses to do so, there's a lot of heat in the middleweight division,
Oh yeah, yeah. But
as you
the bottom
mentioned.
line, he has a frame that will take him all the way up if he wanted to do that. He has a
Yes,
frame that he could take his way all the way up to maybe cruiserweight. You know,
yes,
if he chose
yes.
to do that. But
If he chose to do it,
I think I agree with you that I think what he wants to do is be undisputed at 154,
yeah,
and then he'll explore going other places.
yeah,
Yeah. Now on June the 27th, all you fans out there,
yeah,
mark this date down. June the 27th. Um, there's going to be a clash between two of the most talented young fighters out there, Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas. They have just signed. They're going to fight. I think the fight's going to be in New York
yeah.
on June the 27th. What do you think about that, Kenny?
Well, I've seen a lot of film on both of them. Have not had the opportunity to see them live, but I did get to meet San Zayas the last time I was in Puerto Rico.
Mm,
He's a nice kid. He speaks very well. Uh, the Puerto Ricans, they love him to death. At that scene, well, the Puerto Rican commission was honoring him. Uh, Also in attendance was Felix Tito Trinidad
hmm.
in support, and it was just a fun experience for me to be there.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was fun. It was
yeah,
it was great, and so I'm not predicting or picking anyone yet because uh, to me this fight is a flip of a coin.
hmm.
I think whoever it comes with the right game plan and got the right training behind them, it will be the fighter that will come out victorious.
Yeah. Well, the thing that excites me about this is, and we've talked about this. Boxing it appears very strongly is coming into a renaissance
Mhm.
because for a while their boxing was on a serious decline,
Yeah.
particularly here in America.
Yes.
Was doing quite well in Europe. Okay, but what we're beginning to see is the best fighting the
Yeah.
best choosing to fight each other, and that is a wonderful thing to be happening in this game of boxing. Because you know what? That's what people were they, that's what people were complaining about. You know that the best wasn't fighting the best, and therefore everything that the interest in the game had fallen off. And now with these fights being made, uh, uh, the Fundora fight, now this fight with Zayas, uh, and promoters seemingly and matchmakers have gotten the message. They're
Yeah.
putting together competitive fights, which means that the public is getting a better product. They're getting a product that they don't mind paying for.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to pay your good money. You want something in return, a good value in return, and that is what I'm beginning to see, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got a comment coming in from one of our fans that says that's a solid fight at 154, and yes, it is. It
Yeah,
is very much a solid fight.
yeah,
The
yeah,
potential coming out party for the victor, and it will be a coming out party for whoever the victor is,
yeah.
because, like we mentioned earlier, the 154-pound class is loaded.
Yes, yes,
It's loaded,
yeah.
and there's a lot of talent. And a win is a big win, not just a win. It's
That's
a
right.
big win
Yeah,
because, like the Birdman said, we're starting to match the best with the best.
that's it. That's it. That's it.
So whatever happens in June between Boots Ennis and Zayas, yeah, it's going to present itself
Yeah,
as who the best in, and from that you just narrow it down. Belts will be on the line, unifications will be on the line, and that's what we want.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, Kenny, I think
Yes, sir.
we have. Given the fans a nice wrap up. I think what we want to remind you that we do this usually go live usually on Monday, uh, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And by the way, we we have merchandise that you can purchase, and we welcome your comments. We want you to hit that like button, hit the comment button, subscribe, to us, and come join us. Come join with us. Kenny.
Yes, we appreciate you fans. We do. But we want to hear from you. And we want to hear from you a lot. And like the Birdman said, we got merchandise for your liking. And you know how I choose to close the show. Just remember one thing: what I say, you must obey.
Well, we want all of you folks out there to join in with us, and let's do this.